Hola a todos. This is Damna from Elvenking. It's very cool to be here. Thank you so much to Metal Hammer España for hosting me and Elvenking. So it's great to be here. I will give everyone a couple of minutes to join. In the meantime, I will talk a little bit. I'm here today to will be more than glad to answer all your questions and curiosities on Elvenking and on maybe chat a little bit on the actual crazy situation, the peculiar times we are living. So I will be taking over this channel for the next hour. So before starting, I'd like to just let you all join. Hi, everybody. Hola. We're in Spain at the moment, right? Even if I'm in Italy, but being in Italy, it has been pretty difficult. It's difficult all over the world, actually, but being especially being musicians at the moment, it's pretty tough because all our activities, all our bands are pretty much still at the moment. So it's also a new thing for us being doing live streams, and usually we're pretty much old school about these things, but it's great to be able to keep in touch with you guys and being able to talk even if from our homes, and this is pretty tough. Anyway, what we've been doing in this quarantine, this lockdown time, we've basically had to cancel everything as any other band around. So we just at first we released a digital single, which is a cover version of Iron Maiden's No Prayer for the Dying, so that it was a chance to still be doing something while locked down. But it was something, and it was a chance to stay in touch with you guys. You can check it on Spotify, on YouTube, and on other streaming services, and then we just had to sit down and think all what we could do and plan our future for better times to come. So basically this is what we've been doing during this quarantine. So thank you so much for joining me. I can start seeing answering some questions. I think that a couple of you are asking about my cat. My cat is pretty much okay. It's very good. It's doing fine. And but let's start, if you please, with some questions related to Elvenking, to anything you'd like to know about our past, our discography, and anything you'd like to know. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. So let's go with the questions. How has coronavirus affected to the band in an economical way? Yeah, that's a good question. The first thing that we should say is that as a band, we've taken a decision back in the day to keep our daily jobs and still doing still having all the band activities going on, but we all wanted to have something under our shoes, because it's as it's very difficult to be able to live with this if you don't tour all the time, or if you don't do something with the band all the time. So it wasn't our thing, and we just decided to have something secure that could allow us to go on with the band without rushing or without having this anxious feeling all the time. So basically, since we're not one of those bands that are fully living with our activities, it hasn't affected us too much or in a bad way. Of course, we've lost what could have come in with the tour, the April tour, and the festivals, the summer festivals, which were all cancelled or postponed for next year. So basically, that was the loss for the band, and of course a big loss for the fact that we had to stop, that we couldn't just go on with our promotion plan, and we have all the merch that we could sell and all the stuff that we could do on the road, but yeah, basically it is not a big loss for us, fortunately, and I'm really worried and sad for all the bands that are really losing everything with this, and especially all the technicians, all the engineers, all the guys that are working, all the roadies that are working in this business, that basically have no job at the moment. And it's our crew, and also a lot of friends that we know are in the same situation. It's terrible, and it's really, we really hope that this will be solved soon, because I don't know what will happen to the whole scene if it goes on like this. So let's see some other questions here I've seen. What's our job? We'll never tell that. It's a secret life that we hide. Our creativity is affected in a way, of course, because for example, we are thinking about our future right now. At the moment, we don't have live shows. All summer will be completely free from live activity, so we will of course focus on some new music. That is sure. The plan was to start making new music after the summer shows, after the summer festivals, and since the tour was in April. At the moment, the European tour has been postponed to the first days of December. So we had to reschedule everything, but I'm sure that in the next days, in the next months, we will start writing new music. At the moment, I already have started to rearrange, and all the ideas I have, and started to to order them a little bit and see if I can start with something. It's with the new songs, new material. But yeah, this will be the right time to do something. We're not doing anything else, so it's a good way. It's of course all this time, even before the quarantine, has been difficult for us and for me for health reasons. So it hasn't been a good time for having a mental clarity to stop and create new music. But as most of the times, when mostly the times are bad or difficult or dark, that's the best time for the best ideas to come out. And I think that this horrible period will give birth to something positive in the end, when everything's safe, when everyone's safe, when everything has been solved. Let's see. I have to. There's a lot of you joining. So let's see. Other questions. What's in my background? Well, my background, basically, it's part of my CD collection, and some Masters of the Universe toys there. I'm a Masters of the Universe maniac, so and other stuff. It's a lot of junk as well. And there you see part of the laminates coming from tours and festivals. This is just a part of it. The other, it's somewhere, I don't know, in some box. Let's see. Somehow use information from the third. Okay, this is good. since some of you may not know that there was this. It's already it's quite it's nearly finished, I think, but it's nearly a month ago. A fan of ours just suggested to make this 30-day Elvenking challenge, and where you could choose one song every day, one Elvenking song every day, and it was so cool that we just took this idea and we published it on our channels, and it was so cool to see a lot of people playing this game and a lot of people picking up songs from our whole discography. I've seen picking up songs that I've even forgotten about, and that has been pretty much refreshing, I would say. You're asking if it's useful for us, like songs to choose for the next shows. Of course, this as every hint or idea that comes from you guys is well accepted, and we talk about these things in the band, and of course we will talk about some of the choices. I've seen some very let's say songs that we never play live, and that are probably a little bit forgotten, not in a bad way, but those songs that you never think you will play live, or never think people will enjoy them live. But we've seen some songs that were recurrent for you guys, and I say, oh yeah, so that song, I've never thought that the guys, our fans would be liking that song so much. So it's it might be an idea to pick up from that, and add some strange songs to our set. That's very, very cool. From where do I take inspiration for my lyrics? Well, the basic inspiration comes from feelings, from what's inside, and that's what drives you, or drives me to write lyrics. I've never seen writing lyrics as something I'm forced to do because I'm writing a song, because I also write music, and for me it was always natural to give a meaning, to give a deep meaning. Most of the times it's a deep meaning, but of course sometimes I just have fun and write something I just love, about something I just love, or I just like. But yeah, it comes from inside, and I don't know, it's it depends on the mood and on what I'm living, and as I said earlier, that's odd, but it's like that. Usually the most difficult times, the times where you tend to think a lot, and to be I would say introspective in a way, those are the times where probably the most brilliant ideas come out, because you are kind of, all the emotions are squeezing out something, and they just come out, and it's amazing, even if it's maybe a shitty time in your life. But it's great then. And it is great to see, to read them some years later, and it's like reading a diary or something. I'm just reading some of my old lyrics, and I'm saying, okay, I was going through that period. Oh yeah, well, too bad, but the lyrics are great. But anyway, this is basically about inspiration. Then the themes are just another aspect of the lyrics, but the inspiration comes basically from that. Of course, they can also come from, I don't know, a great movie you've seen, that it's kind of moving you, some emotions or some images in your head that just pop out, and there goes some words. But yeah, basically it's like that. My favorite music festival, I would say this is Elvenking's favorite music festival. It's one of the best, and one of the best festivals we played, and it is Wacken Open Air. Of course, it's one of the craziest experiences ever, as you go as a musician, or just as a fan. It's great. It's great. And let's see. Hello from Russia. Hello. It's a pity we should have played in Russia in July in a festival there, the Big Gun Festival, but unfortunately it was postponed. So we will be in Russia in 2021, fortunately. So we will be seeing you. Yeah, the guy that have a Funko Pop. Yeah, that's great. That's a good story. I mean, there is this guy from Chile, and that made a custom Funko Pop of me, of Elvenking, and of me, and it is great. That was a great surprise. I mean, I never expected something like that. Of course, it's amazing when you guys do things like that. I remember, throughout all these years, a lot of crazy gifts that you made. I remember a matryoshka in Russia from a very talented girl. A real matryoshka was, it was, maybe I was on the outside and then all the other guys inside. It was great. Super. Thank you so much for that, man. Yeah, there's another question about the Funko Pop. Yes, the guy has it, and he has made it. So there are pictures on our Instagram profiles, I think. Let's see. We are all healthy. Yes, indeed. I forgot to say that, but yeah, we're all healthy, and nothing bad happened to us for this situation. We know a lot of people that unfortunately was touched by this, and it's really awful. So, crazy times. Let's see. Maybe we will come to Summer Breeze one day. Yeah, really hope so. We played once there, quite some years ago, and it was awesome. It was really awesome. Let's see then. Talking about horror movies, which is my favorite 80s horror movie? You prefer American or Japanese horror movies? That's a tough question because, yeah, I'm a horror movie maniac, but it's always difficult to pick favorites for me, and especially when I'm very passionate about something, because there are so much things I love, and I know that if I will tell you one title, I will forget about millions. But I would say that you're giving me a good filter here because you're talking about the 80s, so we will stick to the 80s. And I think that my favorite horror movies from the 80s, one of them is definitely Nightmare 3, Dream Warriors. That's one of my favorite movies ever. And I would say that, yeah, from a horror movie from the 80s, I think that, yeah, I would pick that one with a lot of others. But yeah, that's one of my favorite. And if I prefer American, Japanese horror movies, that's difficult to say. If we see the amount of, my favorite movies, yeah, and if we see if they're from America or Japan, of course they're from America, definitely. Also because there are a million movies made in America and in a few from Japan, but there were some really great movies coming from there, from Japan. So I would, of course, I can say that I prefer American ones, but there are also some really great gems from Japan as well. You make music videos, you travel. Okay, this is a question. All right. When you make your music videos, you travel to Sweden or Finland, or where do you make them? Would you make more music videos from the latest album? No, we've never done any music video in Sweden or Finland. In Sweden and Finland, we have mixed and mastered some of our albums, but we've never made videos there. Usually, we've always made them in Italy because of the costs. Of course, it's going to be very expensive if we had to travel, and budget wise, it would be difficult. I can tell you that the last video for the one for Silver Seal was shot in Tuscany, here in Italy. It was a very strange place, with all these sulfur coming out of the ground. It was really a strange place, very good, very interesting. and we shot it there. So yeah, we basically try to find a good location here in Italy where it's convenient, as for our movements. If we'd like to make more videos from the latest album, yeah, of course. It's great to make videos and to give imagery to the video, especially in an album like our latest, our last one, which is a concept album. So image wise, we've got a lot of stuff that we could do, but of course it's always very, very expensive to shoot videos, so it's not that easy. But yeah, we will see, next album what we're gonna come up with. Have you ever thought of doing a live concert in streaming? Well, yeah, we're thinking about that. We have thought about that. But we have to think about two things. The first is, as I said earlier, we are pretty much old school, so not all of us have instruments at home that could allow this. I mean, we could make it a way or another, but it's it's a bit difficult. But we would prefer, I think, I would prefer to do something, and maybe we will, when we will be able to meet as a band, do something all together, like in a rehearsal room or in a hall or something like that. If this situation goes on, I was thinking about doing something like this when we can meet and be in a rehearsal room. Then we can do something. The thing that where we record, each of us at home, it's a little bit complicated. It's a little bit, but yeah, it's. If this goes on, why not? I mean, we miss playing, and I don't know. We don't enter a rehearsal room since, I don't know, forever. We've been doing the tour in January, and then that's it. I mean, so it's, yeah. Let's hope to be able to do this soon. Thank you so much, guys, for all the things you're writing. Yeah. What do you think about Giallo? You mean the film by Dario Argento? I'm sure you're talking about it. You know what? I haven't seen it. I know some friends that are talking about this film. Talk to me about this film, and I am so afraid to see it because. The latest works by Dario Argento are so not on the same level as the old ones, that I'm really afraid of destroying my view of his work. I started to watch his Dracula 3D film. I saw like 10 minutes and I was, shit, this can't be Dario Argento. It's totally not him. So I think I will see Giallo sooner or later, but yeah, I'm a little bit afraid of it. You're asking about the symbol on a mic stand. The symbol on the mic stand is the two runes that we use as a symbol. Those are runes coming from the Lord of the Rings. It was something that was designed by a drummer back in 1998 or something. And those are two runes. I think it's the E, the correspondent of the E and the K, one on top of the other. So it's like EK, that's the meaning of our rune symbol. How we handle the Corona time, as we said, we've already talked about it. We just live it, day after day and see what happens. What do I like more about horror? Typical shocking effects or the psychological aspects? Of course, the psychological aspects. And I mean, there are two halves of me, and it's like a total attraction for the shocking things. And I also love very gory films. But that's a part of me, and there's another part of me that really appreciates even more films where you don't see anything, and then the horror and the fear are just built up with ideas, sounds, or things that you see and don't see. I'm a big fan of for example, the horror films from the late 70s, where there were not a lot of special effects. Films like Amityville Horror or The Omen, where they were scary as hell at the time, but there was not much going on. If you see, if you look at the shocking, or the effects, but that's the kind of thing I like the most. You saw us in Madrid. That's good. It was an epic concert indeed. The last time we were there, yeah, it was one of the coolest concerts we had in Spain, I think, ever. That one in Madrid. That was very cool. Will we make a song like Malefica Doctrina in the next album? I hope so. I mean, that's one of my favorite of the album, and it's a song that has one of the songs that most have that you could hear the influences, the extreme metal influence that we have in our sound. That's one of the That's one of the songs that where you can hear that a lot. So yeah, I will think that for sure we will have a song in that style. Yeah. Freddie or Jason? I love them both, but Freddie, totally. Which instrument do I play? I've started with the guitar, so I was a guitar player before being a singer. I never had a real band. I had just a cover band when I was 15, and I used to play guitar there. And yeah, so when I write music, I write it on the guitar. Yep. If I like, do you like sports? Nope, not my field, unfortunately. My favorite horror movie of Italy. There are a lot. I'm a big fan of the Italian horrors, especially from the 70s and the 80s. So of course, Dario Argento, Lucio Fulci, Pupi Avati. There are a lot of great directors. Mario Bava. And I'm also a great. I love also the B movies from Italy. Fragasso, Bava, all these crazy movies that are bad, but in a way, I just love them. So it's crazy. But I would go with probably Suspiria or Deep Red, Profondo Rosso from Dario Argento. How did you feel at Pagan Thor with Brothers of Metal? Oh yeah, that you're talking about the tour we made with Brothers of Metal in January. It was awesome. It was a very, very great tour. Great experience, especially because we found in Brothers of Metal a great partner. Great guys. We really had, really had fun with them, and it was great to be, to be sharing the tour bus and all the halls with them. It was really, really a great tour. Let's see. The storylines for the videos. It depends. I mean, it's always a matter of having a dialogue with the director. I mean, we may come with an idea, but then we always leave. This is something that we learned. We always leave the artist, the director of the video, or an artist of a cover, to have full creativity. And of course, there are things that we may like and things that we may not like, but it's always a matter of leaving them the thing of coming up with the ideas of the plot. Why Elvenking members died in a lot of videos? Really? we die in a lot of videos. Well, yeah, the divided heart, we all die, I know that. But do we die also in other videos? Please let me know, because I don't remember that. Let's see. You will have a concert with Elvenking in the Czech Republic. Yeah, I mean, it was meant to be in the tour. It was supposed to be in April. Unfortunately, we had to postpone it. But yeah, in the first days of December, the plan is to come also to the Czech Republic. So I think that the show is already confirmed, or it's it's planned anyway. When all is over, do you picture Elvenking venturing towards Scandinavia? I really hope so. I really hope so. It's one of the things we like the most. We've been trying to organize shows and tours there in Scandinavia. It's always been a little bit difficult, and but yeah, that's in our plans. So we really hope so, and really hope it's soon enough. Talking about COVID, Italy, yeah, we've these days the lockdown is loosening up a little bit. So basically, right now things are more, it's not the strict lockdown anymore. People can go to work and go to the relatives, to see relatives, and so on. So it's not that bad at the moment, and also the numbers are slowing down a bit. But yeah, it's with the fear still of something happening again. So it's not that easy. But this is happening pretty much all over the world. So Pordenone is the city, where we basically all come from, pretty much this area, and it's like an hour drive from Venice. So yeah, it's pretty near from Venezia. I'm from Chile. Couldn't go to your concert last time because of the whole situation. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, when we played in Chile last year, it was in the middle of the civil disorders that were happening in Santiago. Yeah, that was crazy. We were able to play even if in the early afternoon. But yeah, that was crazy. I know that who was there will remember it forever. If I like, but Spencer and Terence Hill, yeah, of course I like those films. Very cool. Let's see. Yeah, sure, I know who Mario Bava is. I really love his films. Really one of the an excellence from Italy if we think about movies from the 60s and early 70s. So yeah, I really love those films. Let's see. Suspiria. Which one I do prefer, the old one or the new one? Well, of course I prefer the first one, even though I really loved the new version. Really interesting, really cool. Of course, we know Trieste. It's in the same region where we live, and we also know Luca Turilli. We know him, of course. So yep, we're coming from the same region, Friuli, Venezia Giulia. It's the same region in Italy, the eastern part of Italy. Talking about horror, do you like H.P. Lovecraft's works? Yes, I do. I read a lot from Lovecraft, so yeah, I really love him, and especially the atmosphere he was able to create. So I really love him. Then let's see. Favorite video game. I'm also a gamer, so but I'm mostly fond of the old point and click adventures, the old ones coming from the first 90s. I would say that Monkey Island is my favorite one. Let's see. What's my favorite band in Germany? Oh, geez, there are so many. It's like asking what's your favorite metal band. Pretty much. But a lot of bands come from Germany. Halloween, Blind Guardian. Those are coming to mind. One of the best ones, maybe for me. Let's see. What are your hobbies besides being an awesome? Well, thank you so much for what you're saying. You're too kind. But uh, I'm already talking about it. I mean, I love a lot. See, watching films and especially horror films. But I'm a big cinema freak, I would say. Then I read a lot of books and comics also. Um, it's the things, the little passions that keep us alive, I think. And so yeah, cinema, reading, and music, of course. It's and gaming also. I really love to play. Do you drink after the show? Not especially. I mean, it's we're not that reckless and young anymore. We died in the Your Ears Are Dead. Oh yeah, Your Ears Are Dead. Our cartoon version dies. Yeah, true. And in the Loser. Oh yeah, the okay. You mean the scene where we play cards? Yeah, yeah, true. I never thought about that. Yeah, we should do a new one where we die again. Oh yeah, we turn into monsters or something like that. Yeah, but then we died, I think. Okay, there's Jacob, our bass player. We all died at the end of the Loser video. Yeah, and at the end of every tour. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. So we do. Let's see. Thank you so much for all these questions, all these comments. Thank you so much. When we will be releasing a new CD, we don't know. We don't have a fixed plan yet. Of course, yeah, it's in the plans. I don't know if maybe next year we will see. We'll still have to see the planning and how we can we can move in this situation. But I think that if the live activity will be in a way less active, we will be more active in writing new songs. So I think that yeah, we will do something soon. um, are you open to receive handwritten fan letters? Yeah, I mean, when we started this band, there were basically even no emails, or they were just starting to come up here in Italy, but quite anybody had the internet connection. So the very first years of the band, we used to receive a lot of handwritten letters, and sometimes we just go through them, and it's amazing to see those. It's of course it's great to receive all these reactions and comments and emails also on with social networks and so on, but to receive these handwritten letters was crazy. So yeah, please do just write us in private and we can give you an address. Let's see. Sorry if I don't answer all of them, but there are a lot. Yeah, when we will get new patches. This is a very hot topic at the moment, so soon. I can assure you that they will come soon. If we play pen and paper, I used to play Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid. Our bass player, I know that plays Magic, so it's cards. But yeah, unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to have friends that could play with me Dungeons and Dragons, or else I would still be playing, I'm sure. Let's see. Okay, there are a couple of interesting questions here. What's my opinion on Buddhism? Yeah, you saw me wearing a T-shirt once or twice, exactly. It's well, first of all, let's say that I am a big black metal fan. I've always been, and since I would say I remember also the year. It was 1997 where I discovered the first black metal bands. I was in a very in a death metal period at the time. All the first half of the 90s, I was really into death metal, and both from America and from Scandinavia. I was really into that kind of sound, and then I saw these pictures in magazines of the all these black metal bands, and it was strange and scary. I was still a kid, and I bought my first two black metal albums, were Eld from Enslaved and Blizzard Beast from Immortal. And then I really, they really blew my mind, and I've been a black metal fan since then. So Buddhism, music-wise, especially in the first part of his discography, I really liked a lot. And about the person and all the stories, it's a different thing, and we can talk for hours about that. But yeah, I really loved his first albums, and so that's why I have a T-shirt. I'm a fan. Then you're asking me if any chance to get my graphic novel in English. I a couple of years ago, or a little bit more, I wrote a graphic novel, and it was a very interesting thing. And it was written in Italian first, and then there is this English translation, but never had the chance to publish yet. That's in my plans. It is not something that I will do in the next weeks or months, but I will do it sooner or later. And a personal plan of publishing also the English version. Let's see. Something about Elvenking. Thank you so much, guys. I'm reading everything. Thank you. We made a concert with Mago de Oz. Yes, we did. The promoter just called both Mago and us, and yeah, we also had a collaboration. Elvenking was we were guests in kind of compilation that Mago de Oz made some years ago. And they asked us to sing. I sang on a track, and Lithian, our violin player, played in this track, this Vodka and Roll, one of their songs. It was a best of with many guests and singing and playing, so it was great. The guys are really awesome. Let's see. Cradle of Filth, yes, I like them. I like them a lot. Really, really, really much. One of my, I wouldn't say favorite bands, but yeah, they're in the first places. Yeah. If I like Nightwish, yes, I like Nightwish a lot. Especially the first part of the discography. I also like the latest albums, but they're a little bit more difficult for me to listen to like a million times. It's a quality record that I listened a couple of times and I enjoyed it. But I remember I was really fond of Nightwish back in their first 3 or 4 albums. Let's see. Recording a greatest hits album. Well, making a greatest hits album nowadays would be useless. I mean, there are playlists and Spotify and so on, so you could build your own greatest hits, of course. But we had the idea of re-recording some songs of our first 2 or 3 albums, and making like a whole one album out of those, the best of the best, and re-recording, re-singing it, etc. But I think that the idea of remaking the second album, the album where I was not in the band, sing it again and having it the songs that were supposed to be in that album, because now if you know that when I left the band at the time before doing the Weird album, we had a bunch of songs, and we just split, and I took with me the songs I wrote, and I formed this other band called Leprechaun with Francesco Bucci from Stormlord, and Weird from Elvenking changed a little bit because some other songs were added, some songs were arranged in a different way, also because there was another singer, and yeah, there was this idea for us in remaking this album as it should have been back when before I left the band. So that could be an interesting idea instead of a greatest hits album. But let's see in the future. This is one of our future things that we'd like to do. Planning to come to Switzerland. We really hope so. I don't think that we have gigs in Switzerland in the tour, but of course we will come. It's mandatory to go to Switzerland. Will you be interested in writing a creepy song based or inspired by horror movies? Yeah, why not? I mean, I think that we all already have some creepy moments in Elvenking in some of our songs, so it's something always crawling there, in our ideas, in our minds. When people want to make photos, something like a whip. I don't understand this one, but if I have a favorite album of Alcest, that's a topic. I mean, I'm starting to know them, to understand them. It's difficult listening, and when talking about black metal, and I'm more attached to the old bands, the old school bands, but I'm starting to enter this new wave of bands, so I will have a listen in the next days, and I will tell you in the future what do I think about it. Weird if that's so tough. So yeah, that's an interesting title. Favorite cover of Elvenking albums. It's difficult because we have a wide range of styles when it comes to thinking about our cover artworks. I'm really fond of the last one made by Sofia Dankova, which I think is an amazing cover. But I also love I love them all. Basically, I really love the Red Silent Tides cover because it's so unique. I mean, it has a great style. It really captures the essence of the album. This is what I wanted to say, that every artwork is so different, and usually it captures so much the essence of the album. We were able to transfer the idea and the concept of every album to the artist so much that I think that they're really every album is capturing the essence of every artwork is capturing the essence of the album. So yeah. Also the Scythe cover is amazing. I mean, thank you very much for what you say. Absolutely. Favorite festival, Masters of Rock, Wacken. Yeah, I mean, Wacken is the festival, but yeah, we also love all the others. Masters of Rock is amazing. Metal Fest in the Czech Republic is amazing. A lot in Germany. Yeah. Let's see. There are a lot here. The rune in the cover, I already said it before. I think I missed a couple here. Someone is asking me about Hell in the Club, my other band. If we'll ever come to Germany, I don't know. I mean, now it's absolutely not the time to know that. We will release a new album soon because it's ready, and we will release it soon, and you will soon know about it. Let's see. Yeah, the concert in Santiago was amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm still reading all what you're writing. Thanks. Um, okay. Um, yeah, you're asking if when we played at Rock Art Festival. Well, usually it's difficult for us to sightsee because yeah, usually when you travel to a festival or to a place, there's no time to go around. But yeah, sometimes we're lucky enough. For example, when we were in Tokyo, we had both times we had a couple of days traveler to just travel a little bit the city and live a little bit the city. That's one of the things we love the most when we're uh, playing in a distant country or city, is to be able to live it a little bit. Eat the local food and talk to the people there. It was good in also in South America. We had this chance to just live the countries a little bit, and that was just amazing. It was one of the coolest things. Uh, Again, about my cat. Yeah, we can talk about my cat, but I don't know if it's not an interesting topic. Maybe for me it is. I could talk about him for hours, but you know. um, then let's see. Yeah, who makes our cover artworks? Well, I've already talked about Sophia, who is a great artist. She made the latest album cover, A Reader of the Runes Divination. Then we worked with many different ones. So yeah, basically, Sophia is the one who took care of the last one. Yeah, 5 minutes are left. No, 8 minutes are left. So if you have any other thing you want to know, I'm here. I think I missed some, but let's see. I mean, we are planning to do what you asked us to do, maybe to play something, maybe when we will be able to be all together. And yeah, that would be interesting to maybe do a short live session while we play some songs, maybe in a rehearsal room. Let's see when we'll be able to do that. So because at the moment we just cannot cross regions in Italy, and some of us live in different regions, even if we live near, but they're just boundaries of the regions and we cannot cross them. So that won't be very soon. Probably in the first days of June we'll be able to do that. So fingers crossed, so that we can do something like that. And I see that some of you are asking also about t-shirts and other pieces of merch. We are, at the moment, this is something that I can say, we are reorganizing a little bit our merch merchandising way of selling and shipping things to you guys. So I think that in a short time we will tell you more about it. We are planning something. So yeah, we'll definitely want to be more present on that side, because we know a lot of you guys are asking for new t-shirts, new patches, and new things. So yeah, we are really looking into that. Of course, we will telling you all very soon. Um, if I like Behemoth, yes, I like them a lot. I think it's one of the most brilliant band in the genre. Very cool. And Ergol is a really great artist. So yep, I do. My favorite character from the Reader of the Runes, which we said it's a concept album for the first time for Elvenking, and for who doesn't know it yet, there are still two parts of the concept that will be released. So the next two albums will be the continuation and the ending of this whole story. My favorite character, there are many. It was so crazy, to write this album and see how the story was developing. And I think that my really favorite character is the one in the song "The Misfortune of Virtue." That's the character I love the most, and probably the most the character I'm mostly near to, or can I associate with. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, it's great to be able to be in touch with you guys, even if on a cell phone or a computer. But yeah, it's great. Thank you so much for staying with me and for following the band. For staying with us